week out from the poll, Tunisians have election fever. There are more than 11,000 candidates competing for seats in a constituent assembly. The winners will rewrite Tunisia's constitution and form a new political elite.
هذه رقم 23 قائمة صوت الشباب. أنا رئيس القائمة. أغلب المترشحين فيها.
Among them, Tariq Kahlewi, a well-known blogger running as an independent candidate in eastern Tunis.
عايشك بارك الله فيك. أنا اسمي سعاد عبد الرحيم صيدلانية.
And Suad Abderrahim, campaigning in northern Tunis, a pharmacist, businesswoman and candidate for the election favourite, Islamist party Ennahda.
هيا صوروا هذه احنا حركة النهضة. احنا القائمة المترشحة.
Suad Abderrahim is the only woman running for Ennahda who doesn't wear a headscarf. Party leaders hope her presence will reassure Tunisians who fear the Islamists will force women to wear a hijab or even a veil, the niqab.
نحب نوضح هنا حاجه مساج خاطر اللي ما يعرفوش. اسكو اوبليجي علينا النساء باش نحكي باينه مساج. اسكو اوبليجي علينا النقاب ولا لا؟
لا اوبليجي عليك النقاب.
النهضه راني من حركه النهضه.
اغزى اللي باش نقول لك لا اوبليجي عليك النقاب ولا اوبليجي عليك الحجاب ولا اوبليجي عليك باش تنحي الحجاب. انت حره في نفسك وانا مثل واقعي باش الناس تتهنى وتطمئن. راهو حركه النهضه مش تعمل.
انا حاجه اخرى.
تفضل.
اسكو اوبليجي 4 ساعة الراجل
ما عندناش منها. احنا قلنا.
Suad says Ennahda's political opponents are scaremongering.
هذيك علاش انت ساعات تقولوا النهضه يقول لك يا اخي مش تحطونا في الديار باش تلبسونا اللباس بالسيف باش الراجل باش ياخذ 4 نساء. معناها فما كلمات دي سلوغان الاحزاب المنافسه الله يهديهم عبيوا لهم بها مخهم. ان شاء الله احنا قاعدين باش نمحيو هذاك.
أنا رئيس القائمة طارق كحلاوي. تو ما طلعوا برشا أحزاب لازم شوية مستقلين باش يعسوا على الأحزاب. لازم يطلعوا شوية مستقلين في المجلس التأسيسي باش يعسوا على الأحزاب. الأحزاب ينجموا يتفرعنوا وحدهم.
As a student activist, Tariq Kahlewi was persecuted by the old regime. He fled to the United States, where he lectures in Islamic history. Now he's taken leave to come home and try his hand at politics.
بيك يعاونوا وشباب خاطر اغلب الاحزاب مركزه على شويه شياب شويه.
عمل الثوره الشباب.
في الشباب عملوا ثوره وما همش موجودين في السياسه. دونك هذيك ماذا بينا يصير توازن بين زاد الشياب والشباب.
وهنا صوت الشباب.
Tariq's secret weapon today is his mother. She's a midwife who helped bring many of the young people from this poor neighbourhood into the world.
يلزم الناس اللي ننتخبوهم فهموني يا ناس، الناس اللي ننتخبوهم يلزمهم يقطعوا مع الماضي. مادام ما قطعناش مع الماضي ما نجموش نتحسنوا. راه ننتخبوا ناس باش يقطعوا مع الماضي. اكحوا.
عسلامة نستقبل.
Campaigning is new in Tunisia. So campaigning in the first election certainly is important. Learning how to campaign in Tunisia starts now, and for someone who would like or who wishes to campaign in the future, this is a good training session.
This is Politics 101.
Politics 101 in Tunisia.
باش تختلفوا انتم على الاحزاب الاخرى.
هاني قلت لك ما جاتش جهويه منتخبه وما جاتش جهويه منتخبه تنتخب الرئيس من الشقاء في حتى بلاصه، في حتى حزب، في حتى برنامج تاعها. دونك كانك تبيع في اي حاجه. الفرق اللي تعمل في السياسه.
As a militant student union leader, Suad Abderrahim spent time in jail for her beliefs. Although not an Islamist herself, she identifies with many of Ennahda's goals and attacks secular parties who question Tunisia's Muslim identity.
شكون قال الإسلام هو دين تونس؟ ولا ننتظر أحد أن يقول أن الشعب التونسي هو مسلم.
The chasm between Islamic and secular Tunisia has become the key battleground for this election. A week before the poll, thousands of secular Tunisians marched in support of free speech. They rallied after Islamists attacked a local TV station for screening a movie that offended them. They accused Nisma TV of blasphemy and mobilised thousands of protesters around the country.
ما نسمع كي استفزت شعب كامل ما عملت حتى شيء اما هي اللي استفزت اليوم.
With the dictatorship gone, Tunisia's culture wars flare up easily. This religious woman had her sign snatched away by secular protesters who support free speech but resent her presence.
معروفة المظاهرة على شنو؟
مش عليك انت على الانسان اللي قطع لها البنكارت نتاعها هو انسان لا يؤمن بحرية التعبير.
Secular Tunisians point to the past to explain their fear of the Islamists. This man is here to remind people that in the late 1980s, Ennahda was an extremist group involved in acts of violence.
This is an article that have the name of 15 people, almost 15 people who was burned with acid, and the name of the people that was arrested for it.
This is Ennahda, which is now the most popular party going into the first election.
Yeah, and don't ask me why. I don't know.
You don't trust them?
I don't trust them at all.
To find out more about Ennahda, I head to Kasserine, a poor region in Tunisia's interior that was the crucible of the uprising. This is where Ennahda has chosen to hold one of its final rallies. Gone are decades of repression, when many of Ennahda's leaders were jailed or exiled, and when police sometimes arrested people just for praying too often. Rachid Gannouchi is the founder and leader of Ennahda. Gannouchi has condemned extremist violent strands of Islam as un-Islamic, rejecting any suggestion Tunisia would follow a similar path to Saudi Arabia or Iran.
ولكن أهم من هذا، أهم من أن النهضة تأخذ أغلبية وأقلية، أهم منه شنو؟ أهم منه أن تنجح العملية الانتخابية، أن تدور العجلة، أن تحقق تونس هذه الكرامة وهذا الشرف أنها أول بلد عربي تجري فيه انتخابات حرة نزيهة، هذا هو المهم في القضية.
Gannouchi often cites Turkey as a model for Tunisia, a secular democratic country with a moderate Islamic party in power. But many Ennahda supporters think moderate is a dirty word.
الإسلام ديننا من قبل مش من تو، والإسلام يبقى هو الإسلام لا فيه لا بالنسبة لحكاية المعتدل هذه بالنسبة لحكاية المعتدل هذه كلمة خلينا نكلمك كلمة هذه بالنسبة لهنا كلمة دخيلة.
هو القرآن متاع تو، نحن حاجتنا باش يطبق السارق يعني يأخذ جزاء، الزاني يأخذ جزاء، كل شيء يأخذ جزاء، يعني نحن مشنا حاجتنا باش انه هذا يطبق قرآن غير ربع ولا قرآن وربع، لا قرآن يطبق الشرع.
There's tension in Ennahda between those who see it as a religious movement and others who think it should concentrate solely on politics. Its leaders can present one face to their supporters and another to the secular population, what Tariq Kahlawi calls a double discourse.
Just tell me who's the politician who does not have double discourse. Being a politician means, implies by essence that you should have double discourse. You wouldn't be a good politician, a smart politician, if you don't have double discourse.
It's the day before the election, officially declared as a day of silence. Campaigning is forbidden. And there's nothing for candidates to do but wait while the voters make up their minds. Tariq Kahlawi's family paid a high price for its politics under the dictatorship. His father was jailed for 3 years because he opposed the regime, and Tariq was forced to escape the country and live abroad.
ابدا ولا كنا نتوقعوا معناتها هذا اليوم ابدا ابدا لانه معناتها الانظمه العربيه كانت معناتها انظمه منذ قرون ما فيهاش ديمقراطيه ولذا لم نكن نتوقع وان سنعيش هذا اليوم.
Suad Abdurrahim is convinced Tunisians have nothing to fear from Ennahda, but her own teenage children aren't so sure. They say their friends don't understand why their mother chose to join an Islamic party.
يخافوا منك comme tous les jeunes يخافوا كان مثلا تفرض مثلا الحجاب ولا نوليو معناتها لي فام يقعدوا في الدار وما يخدموش ويوليو معاش يقراو وبلس معناتها ما عادش فما كالخرجات وكل.
Did you have any questions for your mother like this? Were you worried about this?
اي ملتقوا مازلت نسأل فيها ومعناتها جابوها معناتها معناتها النهضة كانت تدور عليهم وكل.
On election day, Suad and Tariq both decide to vote early, and so it seems has much of Tunis.
الصف طويل. صباح الخير صباح الخير.
But while Tariq quietly takes his place at the back of the line, the Ennahda candidate waltzes straight past the waiting crowds.
إذا كان لا رجعنا لا لكن عباد الكل كيف
احنا طلبنا من لجنه
لا ثم عباد تطلب منك العباد هذوك الكل قولها راني باش نتعدى ومن بعد تتعدى.
صحيح عندك الحق.
انا رئيس بلديه انا من الصباح.
لا مشيت للصف. بالي لا شدينا الصف. اوكي.
Suad swaps places with an Ennahda supporter at the front of the queue. Whatever the results, Suad and Tariq are both convinced that today marks a decisive break from Tunisia's past. As night falls, the last votes are cast, and officials prepare for the count. Among the international observers here, a former president of Peru.
It's 7 o'clock at night, 7:25, Sunday. The polls are closed. Just in a few minutes we're going to begin the counting. But there is already a winner. Democracy has won in this country.
This is what democracy sounds like. The slow, careful counting of votes. Honest, fair and transparent, at least in this polling station. Everything the old Tunisia was not. Within a couple of days, it becomes clear Ennahda has won around 40% of the vote. Tarek Kahlawi didn't win a seat. But Suad Abdurrahim did. Ennahda means renaissance, and in less than a year, that's exactly what's happened to the party that will help shape Tunisia's future. It's a prospect that scares some people and thrills many others.